I know where Jason La Canfora is because put the tweet up here. Put the tweet up. Moments ago, we just saw this tweet for the first time. The tweet goes up that prayers up for @Jason La Canfora. This is from a Twitter site called Buffalo Rumblings, who just took a Josh Allen pass off the leg. Hope nothing is broken.
Oh, no.
Jason La Canfora of CBS Sports. Are you in one piece?
I'm good. Yeah, I was at my phone and all this stuff in my head, so I went back to my soccer days and tried to trap it. Took it off the calf, Rich, but we're all playing in a little pain this time of year. It's training camp. It's good for the soul.
So did you rub dirt on it?
No, it's fine. It really wasn't that bad. It was like a fade route. It wasn't that bad.
Oh, so it wasn't.
Actually, honestly, I wrenched my ankle in a pothole in front of the Bears facility. I'm in the Browns facility yesterday. So compared to that, this was nothing.
Is that a metaphor for anything, Jason?
It could be my life falling apart. It could be the Orioles trade deadline. Rich, we're taking a lot of different directions.
Now, Jason,
man. I'm just surviving. I got to clear customs twice today, so I need good luck.
No, Jason, I just figured, you know what? You could go to the Wawa and just drown your sorrows in a bunch of Utz chips. It'll be all right at some point, in Baltimore.
I'm heading to Ontario. Actually, I may do something up there, too. Life on the road.
Okay.
No, I'm good.
So you are in Bill's camp right now, is what?
I'm leaving Bill's camp on my way to Detroit to see the Lions next. I am done with the Bills.
Okay. So what did you see from Josh Allen except a ball that hit your leg?
Not much in terms of with the starters, because he, by my count, had 5 reps at 11-11 with the one. The first one, he was a decoy in an RPO from like the 12-yard line. Then they ran it inside, handoff from the 10. He attempted a pass into the end zone from the 8 that got broken up. There was nothing there on a rollout, so he ran it for what I guess would be considered a score. And then he handed off on an end around. And that was it. A lot of work with the threes, but the threes are young. I mean, he's surrounded by rookies there. And no one seems in any sort of rush, and I don't blame them, frankly, to make this all about September, or certainly not all about July or August. This is the same organization that kept their eyes on the prize last year, right? And even though the season's going well, they want to get a look at they're trading their highest priced players, and they're making good trade deadline, and they're willing to sort of pick them up from a PR standpoint or in real time, knowing that they don't really have the roster they need to get where they ultimately want to go. And I think they'll take that same approach with Josh Allen. And, we're not going, we don't have our best team ready this year. And we're probably a year or two away. And we don't know who our center is right now. And we're not overloaded with skill guys. And why do we have to, why does it have to be about week one for Josh Allen? Why can't it be about how much he can do this week? And trust me, it's only going to be 5 to 7 reps a day with the one
right
for a while. And then if he has some tough performances in the preseason, then maybe they adjust and he gets a little more and McCarron gets a little less. But Jason Peterman seems to be the guy there right now.
Oh, gosh. Wow. So it's not A.J. McCarron?
I mean, we'll see. What, they're 5 days into this, but being there today, a bulk of the work was with Peterman. He seems the most adept. He seems to have a handle on things.
Wow.
And you got to remember, I mean, these are the same guys who traded Marcel Darius, who sat Tyrod Taylor, who traded Cody Glenn, who traded, Sammy Watkins. Like, they're not necessarily going to get wrapped up in what people think of what they're doing right now. It's all about a master plan. I get the sense that Tremaine Edmonds, second first-round pick of theirs, is going to be much more sort of game ready, and they're much more willing to make him the day one quarterback of their defense. And I think Josh Allen will be poised to be the day one, week one quarterback of their offense.
Jason La Canfora of CBS Sports joining us here on the show. So when you were in Cleveland, it just seems it's all hunky-dory, that Baker Mayfield was tasked to get an RV for the quarterbacks by Drew Stanton and Tyrod Taylor, that Tyrod is playing the Mr. Chips role, even though he wants to take the reins of this offense. There's no question about that. But Baker's balled out in the opportunities that he's had. How do you think, I guess, that situation, and just quickly handicap the rest of the rookie quarterbacks so far in camp and what you think it's going to look like week one in a month?
Oh, I don't think. I don't think there's any way Baker Mayfield's on that field anytime soon in games that count. There's not a pressing need to, and everybody loves what he's doing, but they really, really, really love what Tyrod Taylor's doing. And Baker's in the building really early, but like Tyrod doesn't leave the building. Like Tyrod's in the building at 5 a.m. And Tyrod's a natural born leader, and Tyrod is obviously infinitely more experienced in the pro game than Baker Mayfield. And they haven't won a game on a Sunday there in like 2.5 years. Like they got to try to win some football games. They have a pretty daunting schedule early on. And as much as publicly everybody will sort of talk about, how great Baker is and all that, and he is, when you talk to people privately, and I tell people come up to me and say, I love the kid. He's done nothing but show us, the best side of him so far. But there's no bleeping way he better play for us September 9th. Like, we got to win some football games. We got to establish a different culture here, and we got to play our best quarterback, and that's what I expect them to do.
I mean, that may be all well and good, Jason, but and I know that that it's a long-term play. I get it. Then why the hell do you not draft Saquon Barkley and go and win football games now with Tyrod Taylor? You love him so much.
They obviously feel like Baker is the best of this group, but doesn't mean he has to play week one. And they like Chubb. And look, you could have done a lot if you want to have a discussion about the assets that were that first and fourth pick, and not having an auction for Chubb, or not taking Chubb, or not taking Barkley, and why they took Ward so high. And if you're taking a running back at all, why not take the best one right off the board? I'm not going to argue any of that with you, but given the construction of their roster right now and where they are and how Tyrod looks and how, you got to win. Like, at some point, you got to win football games, right? Like, you've got to use the best players you have in real time to win a stinking football game before you're ever going to crawl out of this colossal hole. Frankly, does Baker Mayfield, is it really fair to him to bear the sins of 1-31? You know what I mean? Week one. Going against the Ravens or
Steelers.
Who do they play? The Steelers.
Yeah.
The Bills. They've got the Ravens. Is that the best environment for him? Even if he is everything you think he could be, boy, I don't know that that's fair.
No, I hear you, and I think, look, Tyrod balls out, and they start winning football games, and then they're in that tough position of, well, when do we turn the page to Baker Mayfield? Is that when we do? Because we did get him first overall. I guess then that's a great problem to have. And the same thing with anybody that doesn't start a quarterback that they just drafted. Do you think Rosen ends up getting the start for Arizona week one when they get out there against, let me see who they play in Arizona. Do you think they get out there in week one with Josh Rosen? Against the Skins?
I'd say I don't think. You and I have had this conversation once. I don't think any of them start, and I think Lamar Jackson sees the field first. If you made me guess one who could, I would guess Rosen, just because the next Sam Bradford getting through 6 weeks without picking something up is. The odds would say that there's a chance something may happen in a preseason game or in a practice. And I think Rosen of this group was the most pro-ready. And, I could see that, but I think he'd have to beat out Bradford, and Bradford would probably have to get hurt or just have to look, really bad in the preseason. Otherwise, I think they're in the same boat as everybody else. I don't think any of them start. And Lamar Jackson sees the field 5 times or whatever in week one, and that one plays out through the season.
Well, last a couple for you here, Jason, before some quick hitters, sort of like a Josh Allen pass off your leg. Some quick hitters.
There you go.
Des Bryant, what's his scoop?
I was just in Cleveland. I know they talked internally at various times about bringing him in, but I was told they had made no overtures to him and had no imminent plans to do so. And the latest stuff on Twitter probably didn't help his cause. If I'm him, I'm waiting for a contending team at this point. The money is going to be negligible without the opportunity. You might as well wait somewhere where they have an accomplished quarterback and maybe you springboard back to that.
What's the scoop with Khalil Mack? Not even a conversation going on?
Ooh, that could be that has immense ugly potential. And everything, my sense about him is if he gets his mind stuck to something and he gets stuck in, he gets really stuck in. So stay tuned on that one. I don't think he's in a Raiders uniform right quick. unless they make, unless they put just, top of the market money in front of them. Money like we've never seen before.
Earl Thomas, what about him, Jason?
I think he's stuck in as well, Rich. I think he feels like there is money for him, but it's not in Seattle. And given what he's accomplished in this league and given what he's earned in this league and given where that franchise is right now, sort of retooling and figuring things out, I think he's inclined to wait it out and hope that leads to a trade somewhere where they're willing to pay him. I don't know if he's going to get, top of the market money, but certainly he can get multiple years somewhere else.
And Aaron Donald?
I mean, August 7th. If I'm the Rams, if he doesn't report by August 7th this year within 30 days, then he runs the risk of playing a fifth season and still being stuck on 3 or 3 seasons. So if I'm the Rams, I tell him, look, we may not give you 20 a year or 25 a year or whatever, but here's more than Dominic Sue got in his first 3 years. And this is on the table until August 6th, and then it's not. And then, come to play for, this year's contract, and we'll see where it goes and call his bluff. I mean, a year ago, I said it in real time, and to this day, I still don't understand what they accomplished with that holdout. And, I would make him prove to me just how stuck in he could be. I'm going to make him the highest paid defensive player in the history of the game, but clearly what they have out there is not yet to his liking, and I don't know that I'm bidding against myself this year, given the fact that he gave away an extra season last year.
Jason, you're the man. We'll chat soon before the season. Safe travels.
Sounds good, buddy. Have a good one.
You guys at Jason La Canfora of CBS Sports.
The Rich Eisen Show, weekdays at noon Eastern on Audience.